All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Designing the Best You. I'm so glad you guys are here. Okay. And today we're diving into a topic that many of us, whether you're a senior executive, C suites, whether you're in the middle, or you're just starting out here, it's a topic that we're all struggling with. And it's the emotional roller coaster of the job search. Okay. I know it's being promoted a little bit more and more online, but I really don't think anyone's really full out addressing that burnout aspect of it. Okay. And it's emotional. Think about it. If you've been ghosted after interviews, told you're overqualified, or you just feel stuck because you're refreshing LinkedIn and your email over and over, just waiting, this episode is for you. Okay. So we're drawing insights from myself. Okay. I'm a career strategist and I've helped thousands of job seekers find clarity, confidence, and the right fit without compromising who they are. Okay. So today I'm going to break this down into real actionable steps you can use now. You ready? Okay. If you're driving, listening, save this episode so you can take notes later. If you're not, seriously, get a notebook and write these steps down because you're going to want to come back to these. Okay. So be who you are. That's the strategy. Okay. It's the first and most, I'm going to argue this as being the most important shift you're going to make in your job search. Okay. Be yourself fully and authentically. Now, I know this sounds simple because we're in a world that does what? Teaches us to mold ourselves and fit into these boxes of job descriptions. So this is incredibly powerful. Right here, use ChatGPT. And I'm not downing ChatGPT. I am saying it's a tool. I'm saying people use it, they copy and paste, and then that's them. You guys are taking stuff from the internet, and that's you. Oh, talk in my voice. No, guys, no. Okay. We live in a world of AI. We live in a world of here, fit yourself and make your resume and LinkedIn and everything about you fit into this box that someone else who doesn't even know you created. Okay. So I like to put it like this. Your job is to show up as you. God created you. Yes, in his image. Okay. But you have unique experiences, skill sets, gifts, talents. Okay. That's the thing. But here's the thing, you try to be, let me back up here. Let me make a statement I put on a post a while ago, okay? Your job is to show up as you, not a polished version that the market wants. Your job is to be you. And when you try to be what they want, what anyone else in this world wants, other than who you were created to be, you lose the connection to what you want and what you were designed to be. And that disconnect, okay, it's exhausting. It leads to burnout. So if you're like trying over and over and over and over and you're feeling drained and exhausted, you're probably, yeah, it's going to hurt here, but you're probably trying to be someone you're not in some manner. Okay. So here's the truth. If a company doesn't like the real you, that's a sign, not a rejection. Okay. So don't take it as an emotional, like, oh my gosh, they don't like me. No, they don't like you. Great. That's a sign. Move on. You're not being rejected for who you are. They just don't want that person. That's okay. Oh, well, move on, right? You don't want to fake your way into these cultures, right? So many of us, and I'm going to go on a little tangent here, but so many people out there I see like, oh, they want a good culture. What does that mean? That means the people are being authentic, and that starts with you. Okay. So you don't want to fake your way into a culture that's the wrong fit, right? So here's your challenge with that. I want you to write down one sentence that reflects the value you bring, honestly. Okay. Maybe, for example, it's I help teams get unstuck and find momentum, or I bring calm to chaos and clarity to uncertainty. Like, make that your North Star. Okay. Follow that. All right. So we want to, and again, this is me controversial. Ditch the volume and focus on value. Now, we all have been tempted to do this. Okay. I have talked to thousands of you over the years. Okay. And this is something everyone does. Okay. And I'm not joking. So this is not a dog against you. This is truth. Okay. Sending out tons of resumes a week and hoping something sticks. It's easy to think that more is better. More applications equals more chances, right? It's like the lottery. I'm going to play more so I increase my odds. They're just going to draw a random number, guys. Okay. Right. It's kind of like that in the job search world. There is no standardized process that every company has to follow. There's no regulation around it. Okay. And here's what happens when you're following that of, I'm just going to apply, I'm going to tweak, I'm going to have like 4 different resumes and I'm going to send it out to here, here, here. And I'm going to keep going until I get some kind of request for an interview. Yay. But what happens is you dilute your energy, you burn out faster, and then you hear nothing back and you think you're a failure. What I say is stop. Stop before you start, please. Breathe and focus. I tell this to my boys all the time, focus, focus, focus. And it's hard. It's hard in this chaotic world, right? So instead of blanket applying, this is what I want you to do. Identify 5 to 10 companies where you resonate with their mission. Okay, it doesn't have to be with specific products, but their mission, because products and services can change. But if they have a focused mission and you align with that mission and you're like, yeah, I can stand behind this. I will support this. I will put money on this type thing. Those are the companies that you want to focus on. Then you can start tailoring your resume based on message, based on your ROI, the return, right? They're buying a service, being you, to help reflect their mission to the world. Okay. You make your resume that, right? Then you're going to reach out to someone who works there. Ask thoughtful questions. Don't ask for a job. So many of you guys, it pisses me off. I need a job. You post on LinkedIn, I'm looking for a job. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but a lot of you, that's all you're doing and you're waiting for people to come to you. Okay? If your house got burned up and all your possessions and stuff lost, things like that, would you still believe in yourself and what you can do enough to be able to reach out to people? Let's say the internet's taken away today. What would you do? You don't have a computer that works. There's no computers around. There's no internet. How would you find a job? How in the world would you do it? Okay. Sometimes we have to go back to the basics, guys, of like years ago. This is not about quantity. It's not about knocking on 500 doors and hoping to get 2 yeses. This is about quality, okay? Crafting your own story. And y'all, ChatGPT or any AI, whatever, is not going to do that for you. You have to take the time to do it, okay? A well-crafted story, remember this, a well-crafted story beats mass supply any day. Any day, okay? And here's the thing. One of the biggest things that sabotages your job search, listen closely, the biggest thing is fear. Fear of rejection, fear of being overqualified or too old, fear of making the wrong move, or they're going to, see you as funny, or fear of whatever it is. Oh my goodness, I didn't apply in this way, blah, 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 whatever. But here's the thing is fear isn't the enemy. Inaction is the enemy. Or doing the same thing over and over. Like, let's just keep tweaking the resume. Let's just keep tweaking your LinkedIn job title and headline and summary over and over and over until you get more views. Okay. But here's the thing. Your confidence in all of this, because that's what it really boils down to, isn't built in silence. It's built through action. Think about that. When you're learning to walk, right? You're not asking people, I need to walk. I need to walk. I need to walk. You just keep getting up and you fall down and you get up and you fall down. And your confidence is built every time you make a tiny bit forward, tiny bits. You get a little bit more balance in your ankles. Your toes are working a little bit better, right? I mean, I know we don't remember this when we're, that young, but it's the concept, okay? So it's built through action. Send the message, post the thought, ask the question, even if your voice shakes. Y'all, let me tell you a secret here, okay? When I started my podcast years ago, we're on season 9 now, okay, with I don't even know how many episodes. Oh my gosh, I was scared to death. I was like, what if no one watches it? What if? What if? Oh my goodness, when I started posting on LinkedIn back in, what was it? I mean, LinkedIn's been around for a while, but when I really started getting into posting, I was like, what if the people I've worked with see how crappy I write? What if I mean, I've been on my podcast. If you guys go back to some of the earlier seasons, I've had some pretty heavy lifters on my podcast and I have stumbled over words. I couldn't produce the word metabolic when I was on with a world famous endocrinologist. I was like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. This is like his stuff. And I can't even say it. Oh my goodness. Pit sweating, everything like that. You know what? But I keep doing it because someone out there needs to hear it. Okay. I'm going to tell you a secret from the inside circles. Okay. Listen, many senior roles aren't even posted. Okay. They're not posted at all. And that's the thing. You guys are like, well, where do we find these things? Where do we find them at? Okay, guys, you have to build relationships. Think about this. Think about if job searching was like dating. Okay. And you just applied to a post. And then at the end of, quote, getting a job, you're not really getting a job. You have to get married. You're like, but I don't really know the people. I don't know this person. So what do you do to get to know them? Okay. What do you do? What do you do? You build a relationship. Okay. So you have to build a relationship. You have to you have to be visible. You can't just say, we're going to go on a date and then not show up. You have to build trust. So don't wait for a perfect opening. Create one. And if you guys have ever worked with me or have had conversations with me on the phone or anything like that, this is what I do in my coaching is we create roles. Every single job I've ever had, I created from age 15 to when I exited corporate and started this business. Okay. Guys, visibility matters so much more than vacancies. Think about even hotels. They only have X amount of vacancies, but if they make themselves visible, they're going to have wait lists and they're going to be booked out for how long? How would you like to be booked out as a job seeker? Right? Because of you being visible and you being known for your expertise and your problem solving abilities and your ability to connect with people in this world that is so disconnected from people. Think about that. So today, I want you to pick one person, just start with one, okay, that you admire. Send them a message, not to ask for a job, just to reconnect. You'd be amazed, guys, okay? So now let's kind of shift just a little bit to the long game, okay? Because your vision, okay, plus your routine, right? How many of you guys are struggling with routine in your job search? Okay, that's tough. That's going to equal momentum. So the job search, especially in 2025, it's rarely a sprint. It's actually, let me put it this way, it's a marathon with fog on the course. You can barely see what's in front of you. But what helps a vision? If you've ever run a marathon or any kind of race, if you biked something, whatever it is, you know there's an end point, right? Because this season is going to end for you if you're in the job search, okay? But you have to have a vision and a rhythm. If you're a runner, okay? I've been a runner for many years, okay? And you can't just go out if you're running a 5, a 10K, half a marathon, full force at the beginning of the race. You have a rhythm. You know what your pace is supposed to be at certain parts of the race. Set a goal, that vision, and then have a rhythm for it. Start with this. Let's do this in your job search, okay? What does your ideal role feel like? I think too many people miss the feel aspect, okay? It's not the title, okay? You can create whatever freaking title you want, okay? But it's the energy, it's the impact, it's the freedom. Just picture it, close your eyes and picture it, be like, look at it, okay? Now, what small things, let's pick 3. What small things can you do to move towards that each and every week? Let's say Monday, you reconnect with one contact, just like I mentioned. Tuesday, maybe you update your profile or resume. Wednesday, maybe you post a short insight on LinkedIn or on a popular news place that a lot of people in your industry read. Maybe Thursday, you go and you target one new company. And then Friday, you reflect on what you learned. I don't want you guys to miss that last point. And you can organize this however you want. You can change the points. This is just an example. But I really want you to reflect on stuff. How good is it to have a notebook? You're sitting in, how many of you guys been to conferences, church even every week, and you're taking notes, but you never look back on those notes? What's the point? So the same thing, kind of keep track. This is your project and it has milestones. And those milestones are going to add up to that end game, that long-term goal, right? So what this does is it gives you some control and momentum, even if the results aren't instant. Guys, we're in a world of instant gratification. I got laid off. It should take me 2 weeks to find a job. What? Guys, we have thousands upon thousands of people in this world who don't have a job. We have companies trying to figure out, oh my goodness, what are we going to do with these new regulations? I mean, just look at the food industry right now, guys, with all the dyes being renewed. Praise God that those are being removed. But these companies that have used them and have everything kind of tweaked around them now have to remove them by a certain time frame in 2026. That's tough. So they don't know what's going on. So first of all, give the companies grace. Second of all, figure out that the results that you're looking for aren't going to be instant. So what are you going to do to keep that momentum up? Okay. So here are 5 power moves to energize your search. Okay. And these are things that we've talked about. All right. But I'm going to put them in like a short version that you can kind of be like, oh yeah, yay. Okay. First is to show up as your authentic self. That's number 1. Okay. That is the first thing that you need to do. Okay. The second one is, what did we talk about? Stop that spray and pray. Go target it and go deep. Like any relationship, you don't want to have 100 friends that you have to constantly hang out with. Think about, boom, 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 boom. I got to hang out with this person here, blah, blah, blah. You're going to wear yourself out. Focus on those good relationships and go deep in these companies, okay? Go deep with the people there. The third one is take action even when you're scared, okay? Guys, fear, kick it to the curb, okay? Kick it to the curb. Fourth one is build that weekly rhythm, okay? Focus on that. That's huge. Just like when you're in a job, you have certain things your company and your department does on Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays. You have your weekly meetings every Wednesday or whatever it is, right? Same thing with you. How are you going to orient and build your day? Okay. And then the 5th is focus on vision, not just the vacancies. Okay. There are so many job openings out there, right? And so many people looking for jobs. Focus on your vision and who you were created to be. Okay. You're not, how do I say this? You're not unemployed. You're in transition. Think of a play. You have, what's the intercession, right? You're wandering around, you're trying to figure out, and then there's a time when the play is going to get started again. Okay. So you're in that transition. What are you going to do to stay focused? In an intercession, you're like, okay, I need something to drink. I need something to eat. I need to go to the bathroom. I'm going to stretch. I'm going to whatever. Those are things that you plan. You can control what you do in that transition. Make sense? So guys, job search doesn't have to mean burnout. When you approach it with purpose, when you approach it with clarity and authenticity, what you're going to do is you're going to create opportunities that align, not just pay. Yes, we all have bills, okay? So if today's episode gave you that little like boost and you're like, okay, I'm ready. Okay, yeah, I can relate. Share it with a friend who's in the job search. Okay? Share the people in the trenches. All right? And here's something I want to tell you. I heard it the other day on the radio. And don't quote me exactly, but think about, where do the flowers grow? Flowers don't grow on the top of a mountain. There's like Jack Nada. Trust me, I've been to the top of some pretty hefty mountains. They don't grow up there. Flowers and gardens and all that stuff grow in the valleys. Okay? So I want you to remember these things, share it. And if you need to get on a call with me, the link's in the show notes. You can sign up for my newsletter, which has tons of tips and tricks and guides and all this type of stuff. You're going to want to get on that. That link's also in the show notes. Okay. But until next time, I want you to keep showing up and keep staying true to you.